Hello and welcome. We are live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India, India's voice to the world. This is Sports Buzz and I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Coming up in the next half an hour. India's squad for Women's T20 World Cup announced. Harmanpreet Kaur to lead 15-member team. Tournament to be played from October 3rd to 20th in UAE. In US Open, defending champions Novak Djokovic and Gauff off to blistering starts. India's Sumit Nagal crashes out in the opening round. And excitement builds for Paris Paralympics as the Games begin from 28th August in French capital. India to feature its largest ever contingent of 84 athletes who will compete in 12 sporting disciplines. All right, we'll start with the top story. The BCCI on Tuesday announced India's 15-member squad to feature in the upcoming Women's T20 World Cup 2024 to be in the United Arab Emirates in October. The women in blue, who reached the semi-finals in the previous edition, are placed in Group A of the competition along with Australia, New Zealand, Pakistan and Sri Lanka. More in this report.
The Indian Cricket Board BCCI announced India's 15-member squad for the upcoming Women's T20 World Cup 2024 in the United Arab Emirates. Harmanpreet Kaur will lead the side with Smriti Mandhana named her deputy. Richa Ghosh and Yastika Bhatia are the designated wicketkeepers in the side. India's batting core will be rounded by opener Shafali Verma, Jemimah Rodriguez and Dylan Hemlata in the top order. All-rounder Deepti Sharma, left-arm spinner Radha Yadav and leg spinner Asha Shobna will lead the spin department. All-rounder Shriyanka Patil has also been named in the squad. Patil has yet to recover from a finger injury that she sustained during the recent Asia Cup. India have only made one change from their recent Women's Asia Cup campaign in Sri Lanka, with Bhatia replacing Uma Chetri in the 15-member team. The 15-member squad are Harmanpreet Kaur, Smriti Mandhana, Shafali Verma, Deepti Sharma, Jemimah Rodriguez, Richa Ghosh, Yastika Bhatia, Pooja Vastrakar, Arundhati Reddy, Renuka Singh Thakur, Dylan Hemlata, Asha Shobna, Radha Yadav, Shriyanka Patil and Sajeevan Sajna, while Uma Chetri, Tanuja Kanwar and Saima Thakur has been named as the travelling reserves. The T20 World Cup will begin from October 3 with India opening their campaign against New Zealand on October 4 before a marquee clash against Pakistan on October 6. They meet Sri Lanka on 9th before taking on Australia on October 13th. Sports Desk, DD India.
And the International Cricket Council has announced the revised schedule for 2024 Women's T20 World Cup to be held in United Arab Emirates. As per the new, Bangladesh will face Scotland in the opening match on October 3rd in Sharjah. India will start their campaign against New Zealand on October 4th and will clash with arch rivals Pakistan on October 6th. This is a big ticket clash. The 2023 runners-up, South Africa, will play West Indies in the opening match on 4th October in Dubai. Defending champions Australia will start their campaign on 5th October in Sharjah against Sri Lanka. The top two teams from the two groups will qualify for the semis, scheduled on October 17th and 18th in Dubai. The Women's T20 World Cup final will also be held in Dubai on October 20th. The tournament was originally had to be held in Bangladesh, but has now been moved to the United Arab Emirates. And Pakistan were dogged 6 World Test Championship points for slow over rate during the opening test match against Bangladesh. The Shan Masood-led team fell 6 overs short, leading to the point deduction and a 30% match fee deduction. Bangladesh also lost 3 WTC points and 15% of their match fee for a similar offence. Furthermore, Bangladesh all-rounder Shakib Al Hasan was fined 10% of his match fee and received a demerit point for breaching level 1 of the ICC Code of Conduct by throwing the ball at Mohammad Rizwan. This breach was penalised under Article 2.9 concerning inappropriate or dangerous actions with cricket equipment. All right, all the updates from the US Open now. Defending champion Novak Djokovic enjoyed a comfortable win in the first round of the US Open on Monday. Djokovic, looking to become the first player to capture 25 Grand Slam titles, capped the evening session under the lights of Arthur Ashe Stadium with a 6-2, 6-2, 6-4 victory over Moldovan qualifier Radu Albot. The Serbian, world number 2, had not competed since winning the Olympic gold medal in Paris and shook off the Rasta Cruz past Albot in his bid to become the first man to retain the New York title since Roger Federer in 2008. He also set a record for most victories by a male player at the main show court with his 78th win. And Dominic Thiem's Grand Slam career came to an end in the US Open as the former New York champion lost to Ben Shelton in the first round. On Monday, Thiem's career concluded with a first round defeat at the US Open as the former champion lost 6-4, 6-2, 6-2 to Ben Shelton. Thiem, who won his only major at Flushing Meadows in 2020, struggled with a wrist injury and announced this year would be his final on tour. After the match, Thiem and Shelton shared a warm embrace, with Shelton acknowledging Thiem's contribution to the sport. Thiem, who won his title in 2020 without a crowd due to COVID-19, thanked the spectators and received a framed collage of his best US Open moments in a touching on-court ceremony. And in women's singles, Aryna Sabalenka opened her campaign with a 6-3, 6-3 victory over qualifier Priscilla Hon. The Belarusian player fought hard for every point in a dominant performance to wrap up the opening night action at Louis Armstrong Stadium. Sabalenka, who came up short in the final a year ago, had reached the semis in 2021 and 2022, fired off 27 winners to set up a meeting with Italian Lucia Bronzetti in the second round. And defending champion Coco Gauff kick-started her US Open by beating Varvara Gracheva comfortably in the first round. The 20-year-old American cruised to a 6-2, 6-0 victory in just 66 minutes on Arthur Ashe Stadium, showing a return to form after recent struggles. Reflecting on her performance, Gauff said the win against Gracheva was the best tennis I've ever played. In fact, I've played in a while, unquote. She credited a fan's comment on TikTok for helping her shift her mindset, encouraging her to enjoy the tournament without added pressure. Gauff's next challenge will be against German veteran Tatiana Maria in the second round after Maria defeated Argentine qualifier Solana Sierra 6-2, 6-3. And Harriet Dott advances to the second round of the US Open for the first time after beating Chloe Paquet in New York. Harriet Dott, who is ranked 78th in the world, advanced to the second round of the US Open after breezing past France's Chloe Paquet 6-2, 6-3. Dott, who reached the Wimbledon third round in July, built an early 4-0 lead in the first set and maintained her momentum to secure the victory in 76 minutes. She now faces 19th seed Marta Kostyuk in the next round. Dott, accompanied by her mother as coach, humorously noted that her mom wouldn't want the role full-time due to her love for the family dog. And India's top player Sumit Nagal crashed out of the US Open, the last Grand Slam of the season, after suffering a straight-set defeat against Dutch player Talen Griekspoor in the opening round. Nagal, 73rd in the singles tennis rankings, put up a spirited fight in the third set, but eventually lost the contest 6-1, 6-3, 7-6 to the world number 40 in 2 hours and 20 minutes. Nagal was the only Indian tennis player at the US Open in the singles category. He will also feature in the men's doubles events with his partner Yoshihito Nishioka. Earlier, Germany's Jan Choinski fell short in an epic 5-set thriller during his US Open debut against Spain's Roberto Carbias Baena in the first round. British qualifier Choinski nearly pulled off a stunning comeback on his US Open debut but lost to Roberto after losing steam later in the game. Choinski, ranked 276th, fought back from the 2 sets down but ultimately fell short due to unforced errors and missed break points. He expressed satisfaction with his performance despite battling illness leading up to the match. The US Open is also notable as the first major tournament since Paris 2024, and Choinski was the first British player in action on day 1 at Flushing Meadows. And the first round of the US Open continues on Tuesday as the world's top players battle for Grand Slam glory in New York. Top seed Yannick Sinner meets Mackenzie McDonald, while women's Top seed Iga Swiatek meets Kamila Rakhimova. Controversy has surrounded US Open champion Sinner in the week before the year's final Grand Slam. The Italian escaped a doping ban, having been cleared after twice testing positive for the banned drug. Sinner, who maintains his innocence, has continued to play after successfully challenging provisional suspensions and comes into the match on the back of winning the Cincinnati title, but he has been under intense scrutiny in New York so far. Now, Iga Swiatek will look to hit the ground running after a run to the Cincinnati semis as the pool returns to the venue of her 2022 triumph, still not as assured on hard courts as she is on clay. She lost her top-ranked status with a fourth-round defeat at Flushing Meadows last season, but bounced back to win the WTA finals and reclaim the #1 spot. Let's talk about Paralympics now. The Paris Paralympics is all set to start from Wednesday. A total of 549 medal events will take place in comparison to the Olympics, where a total of 329 medal events were there. A total of 164 medal events in para-athletics, 141 in para-swimming, which are the two biggest spots in Paralympics Paris Games. Around 4,400 athletes from 180 national Paralympic committees are expected to compete, in addition to a refugee Paralympic team and neutral Paralympic athletes. The refugee Paralympic team is made up of 8 athletes and 2 sighted guides who are also refugees, making this year's team the biggest RPT yet. Nearly 4,400 athletes will contest events in 22 spots, a big increase from the inaugural Paralympic Games in 1960, when just 8 spots were on the schedule. And as India gears up for the Paris 2024 Paralympics, the anticipation is high, with the country's largest ever contingent set to compete. Scheduled from August 28 to September 8, 2024, the Games will feature 84 Indian athletes, a significant increase from the 54 who participated in Tokyo 2020. Here are some of the key Indian medal hopefuls for the Paris Paralympics 2024.
Avni Lekhra, parachuting. Avni Lekhra made history at the Tokyo 2020 as the first Indian woman to win Paralympic gold. She excelled in the 10-meter air rifle SH1 event and also won bronze in the 50-meter rifle 3 positions SH1. Lekhra's continued dominance in shooting is highly anticipated as she returns to defend her titles in Paris. Sumit Antil, para-athletics. Sumit Antil, the gold medalist in the men's F64 javelin throw at the Tokyo Paralympics, is a 2-time world champion and holds the world record in his category. Antil's exceptional form and previous successes make him a leading contender for gold in Paris Paralympic Games. Manish Narwal, parachuting. Manish Narwal clinched gold medal in the mixed 50-meter pistol SH1 event at the Tokyo Paralympics. His sharpshooting skills and previous accolades place him among the top competitors in Paris Games. Krishna Nagar, para-badminton. Krishna Nagar secured gold in men's singles SH6 at Tokyo 2020. His exceptional performance and previous successes make him a strong candidate for a medal in Paris Paralympic Games. Sheetal Devi, para-archery. At 17, Sheetal Devi is a rising star in para-archery. She won gold in the individual compound and mixed team compound events at the 2022 Asian Para Games, and her strong performances make her a strong contender for the Paris Paralympic Games also. Suyash Jadhav, para-swimming. Suyash Jadhav is prominent para-swimmer, won gold in the 50-meter butterfly at the Asian Para Games. He will compete in the multiple events, including the 50-meter freestyle and 100-meter backstroke, aiming to build on his past successes. Narayan Singh's report, DD India.
All right, let's go across to Paris now. DD India's Ross Cullen is joining us live from there to talk more on Paralympics 2024. Ross, Paris Paralympics starts from tomorrow, that is Wednesday. Tell us, how's the atmosphere there? How's the buzz there for the Paris Paralympics?
Well, let me bring you up to speed with what's happening behind me. This is the Champs-Élysées, one of the world's most famous boulevards. It is where the Paralympics opening event will be taking place at 8 p.m. local time on Wednesday. Some of the preparations that I can see here, we have a lot of trucks that have been on the road since early dawn, bringing some of the fences and the bollards that will be needed, because unlike the opening ceremony for the Olympics, there are going to be far more people able to watch this for free. Up that way towards the Arc de Triomphe, where the parade will start, we expect thousands of people to be lining the streets, and then there will be a ticketed zone at the end of the parade route. It is taking place from the Arc de Triomphe to Place de la Concorde, the biggest square in Paris, where the urban zone was during the Olympics. You might remember the BMX, the skateboarding, for example. And we are expecting the parathletes to parade down the street. Something they've been putting in this morning, let me just tell you, is a rubber route, because we know that the Champs-Élysées has lots of cobbles, it's a very uneven street. That is not good if you are someone who uses a wheelchair, so they have been putting in a flattened rubber route for people to be able to roll with their wheelchairs with ease. And also I've seen them putting in some ramps, very shallow ramps, not too steep, so people using manual wheelchairs are able to get up to speed. Tomorrow, Emmanuel Macron, the president, will be hosting a huge delegation of heads of state, heads of government and other dignitaries from around the world for a reception at the Élysée Palace around 6 o'clock, and then after that they'll all go together down to Place de la Concorde to witness the opening ceremony of the Paralympics, which, just like the Olympics, is not taking place in a stadium, but instead on an amazing boulevard like this, the Champs-Élysées. Okay,
Ross, also, tell us about the Games Village too. Any special arrangements that have been made for the athletes? I've heard that it is 100% accessible and meets the need of every para-athlete.
Yes, 100% accessible, big spaces created in, for example, shower rooms with chairs, and access ease for people who need support when they use the bathroom. The power sockets, for example, have been placed quite high up on the wall, so people are able to plug in their devices from their wheelchair and not having to bend down to the floor where the power sockets are usually located. There is also a special repair centre. They're expecting to carry out some 2,000 repairs during the Games. For example, if you have a spoke broken on one of your wheels on your wheelchair. Also, if you need your prosthetic limb potentially repaired, that is up and running in the athletes' village. But they are expecting an amazing Games here taking place over the next 12 days, with delegations already here from around the world.
Ross, also, if I could ask about the Indian challenge, 84 athletes competing this time in 12 spots. Medal count likely to increase?
Well, India will be looking to greatly increase their medal count from especially the Olympics just a few weeks ago, when they got 6 medals in total, came 71st in the medal table, no gold medals. So they will really be hoping to increase their medal count in the Paralympics from their performance in the Olympics. If we look back to the most recent Paralympic Games in Tokyo 3 years ago, delayed to 2021 because of the coronavirus pandemic, India returned with a haul of 19 medals. So they'll be hoping, particularly in the shooting, to be able to bring home more than 19 medals and have their most successful Games yet.
Yeah, 19 medals. They had one last time around, and let's see if they increase the medal count. All right, Ross, we'll leave it at that. Thank you for your inputs. Preparations for the 2024 Paris Paralympic Games are going well, adding that a record number of national committees are set to participate. The International Paralympic Committee said at a briefing in Paris ahead of the event.
We have 167 national Paralympic committees here ready to compete. That is a record for us. The previous record was 164 that was set at the London 2012 Games and equalled also in Tokyo. So in addition to the 167 national Paralympic committees, we have a refugee team, 8-strong refugee team, and we have a lot of neutral Paralympic athletes. So we have 88 from Russia. That's a correction from the other day. In the press release, we announced 90, but it's actually 88 from Russia and 8 from Belarus. We have 1,983 female athletes, which is a record for us. It ensures we're at 45% for the Games. I think that's a tremendous achievement, bearing in mind our first games were in 1960.
And Swedish football manager Sven-Göran Eriksson, who became the first foreigner to lead the England national team, died on Monday at the age of 76. He lost his battle with cancer early. Eriksson, a charismatic coach who led Swedish, Portuguese and Italian clubs to major trophies in 1980s and 1990s before taking on the England job in 2001. He led England to the quarterfinals of the 2002 and 2006 World Cups and to the 2004 European Championship, managing a golden generation of players including David Beckham, Paul Scholes, Frank Lampard, Wayne Rooney and Steven Gerrard. And following the sad passing of former England manager Sven-Göran Eriksson, legendary footballer David Beckham paid tribute by saying he is forever grateful to him. Beckham paid tribute to Sven-Göran Eriksson, calling the former England manager a true gentleman and expressing his gratitude following Eriksson's passing at the age of 76. Eriksson, who became the first non-British England manager in 2001, named Beckham as captain shortly after his appointment. Beckham shared his message on social media alongside a video from his visit with Eriksson earlier this year and said, "I'll be forever grateful for you making me your captain, but I will forever hold these last memories of this day with you and your family." And India will see its first formal senior golf tour event in the form of $500,000 India Legends Championship that is set to tee off at the Greg Norman designed JP Greens in Greater Noida near Delhi from August 30th to September 1st. Jeev Milkha Singh will host the India-sponsored Legends Tour tournament that has been sanctioned by the Professional Golf Tour of India, with 10 Indian golfers including Jeev and fellow tour member Jyoti Randhawa in action. DD India's Mukesh Shukla spoke with Jeev Milkha Singh in an exclusive conversation.
With me, Jeev Milkha Singh, sir, many congratulations. You are, taking this the Legend League here. So how you see this championship in India, and what are the benefits you seeking from this championship?
I think I'm humbled by the honor for having the first HSBC Legends Tour of India taking place. This is basically a tournament for players who are 50 and above. I think it gives players like us an opportunity after the age of 50 to follow their dream. I think not many men can say that, because other sports the career is over by the age of 40. And if you stay fit in this game, you can play till the age of 70. I think having an event like this, I think the youngsters can see that if players like us after the age of 50 can still do it and make our country proud, they shouldn't be giving up their careers by the age of 40 or 42. They've always got this chance and this opportunity at the age of 50 to stay fit and follow their dream.
Which kind of format you have to follow, and the prize money in this tournament?
Prize money in this tournament is going to be worth $500,000. The format is 64 players with 3 rounds from Friday to Sunday, no cut, and the prize money gets divided amongst the 64 players. And the good part is that we're going to be playing in carts this week. Normally in golf you have to walk. Because of the weather and the rain we are expecting, I think that'll be a good thing for the senior players. And also the prize money we are playing for is amazing, because normally you don't play for this kind of prize money when you're a senior.
You also mentioned that this is a second inning for the legends, and the newcomer also, see how's their future after 40. They can, come and play like you people do.
Yes, it's an opportunity it's a second innings for like me, like I've always said. This is like a second innings, because by the age of 45, normally you're looking at doing something else, because your career is nearly over. You can't compete with the young players. This gives you an opportunity. So it's my second innings and I want to make the most of it. And the only reason I'm playing is after the loss of my parents, I gave up. I didn't want to play golf in 21 June. 22 Jan, I decided if my parents were alive, they wouldn't have liked to see me do this. Here I am. I'm playing this game for them. I was introduced to the game by them, and I'm going to win for them.
You also did this, those visitors, they will come to India, they visit our heritage also, and you plan to take them to Taj Mahal?
Yes, as a host, I can only introduce them to the best things of India and take good memories back, like our culture, our food, and one of the 7 wonders of the world, the Taj Mahal. They will be going there.
With cameraman Vinay Tiwari, I'm Mukesh Shukla from TT News.
All right, that's all we have in this edition of Sports Buzz, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching Sports Buzz.